Michael Vick, my guy, has been hired as Norfolk State's next head coach. Big time news, man. For Michael Vick, huge opportunity. I'm gonna throw it to JB first though, because he got this face. Anytime JB he make a certain face, I kind of know the angle he's gonna go. Norfolk State was 4-8 overall this year, 2-3 in the conference, so definitely some work needs to be done there. But JB, man, what's your thoughts here on Mike Vick's hire? Overall thoughts?
A joke.
Damn, that's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah,
I should have went first.
It's a joke.
I should have went first.
It's unfortunate. This is the name of the game, man. This is the name of the game. Eddie George took it, and I helped Eddie George start his career off as a coach.
And that wasn't a joke, was it?
At the beginning, it was, and I said it, and that's my friend.
But hold on, but it's not a joke now.
He's decided to put all his other jobs aside though, and say, all right, I got to do this.
Okay.
And so, in the beginning though, he was a figurehead, and he was the face of a program. They fired a good coach actually, and then hired Eddie. Dion has basically set the standard and paved the way for more of this to come. It's coming down the pike. This is going to be, Ray Lewis will be next. There'll be guys. I'm not against the players coaching. No question about it. I'm not against it. But I'm against the guys that have never coached and then are going to take my babies from my school. Let's say I'm at a JUCO or a high school coaching and I'm getting kids recruited. I'm going to have a problem sending them to a guy that's never coached Pop Warner. I just am. I don't care if you're Michael Vick. It's not a popularity contest when I send my players, Smitty, my kids to a program. It's not about popularity. I love you as a player, but you've never coached. This is the same thing about JJ Redick. You just get thrown into the fire. Smitty's on the other side where, well, you got to get his feet wet. Well, he wouldn't get his feet wet unless he was who he is. He would have to go through the process.
He earned that.
He would have to go through the process and learn how to, grad assistant, be assistant coach. So now these guys are circumventing the process, and that is what they're doing. I just think it's a slap in the face to the coaching profession for all the guys that have grinded and worked their way up, only to get right to the cliff's end. And then they say, you know what, you weren't good enough, dog. We hired Michael Vick. You hired Michael Vick? He's never coached. I've been doing this for how long? And then boom, that guy right there has basically been pawned out.
That guy will get hired somewhere else. He'll get another opportunity. If he's that good, another team will give him opportunity. There's 1,000 schools out there in the world.
That's not the truth. That's not the truth. And it's crazy how easily you dismiss the fact of everything I just said, and you just dismiss it for this.
I didn't dismiss everything you said. That was one thing.
If this is okay to do, and you do it in every other business in the world, we'd be failing economically worldwide. If this
we do it all the time, actually, in business. Honestly,
not really.
All the time, people get moved up and hired for
you hire a guy that has experience because of whatever. But you hire a guy that has experience to walk you through the process. You don't just hire the guy that's never done it. You hire a guy.
He's gonna have legit coaches around him.
Who's he gonna get at Norfolk?
Going to help walk him through the process. That's what's gonna happen.
What legitimate coaches is he gonna hire at Norfolk?
We'll see. I don't know yet. We have to wait. You don't know. I don't know. We literally don't know.
What legitimate coaches are you going to get?
We didn't know what coaches Dion was going to hire at Jackson State, but we had to wait and see. And then it worked out.
He didn't hire very many. He didn't hire. He couldn't get them. He couldn't get them.
Eddie George. You say Eddie George was a joke at first, but now he ain't a joke because he built that program. He made decisions. He got better. Okay, cool.
But so look where they're at. I'm not saying you're acting like they're at fucking Alabama.
Yeah, no.
You can't get guys good enough, quality enough. You're not going to steal the Alabama D coordinator to go to fucking Norfolk because you're Michael Vick. It just ain't going to happen. So my point is you're getting a figurehead of a program, and you got to go get some coaches that know what they're doing. The problem is, what coaches are you going to get that are going to be quality enough to teach you, Michael Vick, how to be the head coach? I like Michael Vick a lot. I love his story. I love everything about him. I don't know how these guys continue to be hired when they've yet to get their feet wet whatsoever. And it's not about the coaching part, Smitty. Let me be clear. It's not like Michael Vick doesn't know football or whatever. He might know more football than anybody. We don't know that yet. The problem I have is that the other side of it, like the kids and the positioning of them, where I put them, how I put them, where I move them, how do I move them, the creation of a culture and an organization within that allow these babies that I'm recruiting and telling parents that I'm going to take care of them. You don't know how to take care of them yet, dog. That's the problem. You don't know how. You can say you think you do, but you don't.
But maybe he does, though.
You can't, Smitty. You have never done
it. So in your head, you're saying the only way for a guy to understand that is to literally they have to go through the assistant, the GA, the position coach. You can't. So you playing football your entire life, being one of those babies, being in the locker room as a man, being $100 million quarterback at the high level, like being a part of the game at the high level, not just being a part of being a quarterback, which obviously you were, to where you guys are typically the smart people on the field because you have to be. You have to know so much. Being that guy at the highest level, like that doesn't give you anything. Like that doesn't do like you're talking like this guy's just starting that from ground zero with just no sort of like knowledge or anything about a locker room or how to motivate players. Or I just disagree with that. And again, that's me coming from a player's mindset. We always gonna disagree on that side. I understand from your standpoint, you're like, I had to bust my ass to get to head coaching job. So I get from your standpoint how that can make you feel like uneasy because you had to do the work and your peers had to do the work. So I actually respect that. But to say that a guy like a Vick, and it's not even just about Vick, it's really just any former player who gets opportunity like this, Eddie George, Dion coached a little bit too, but Dion, whatever, to say like they just don't have any experience of knowing how to do that at all. I push back a little bit because I just feel like, for me, if I decide to go coach the damn high school D-line down the street, I'm not saying I'm gonna be amazing day one. I'm going to learn and get better, but I have some knowledge of how to do that because I've been playing the position my entire life. I've learned from my coaches while I was a player of how to coach because of my coaches.
Dude, I would listen to some guys that play your position, especially played the same position as you, and then went into coaching world. It's not the same, dog. It's just not.
And I have a ton of peers too who played and went to coaching as well. It's not just you or the chat.
Yeah. I'm not even going to yell over it because it's not even worth it. The problem is we think that players are good coaches. They're not. And I'm not even talking about regular players. I'm not even talking about good players. I'm talking about regular players. Regular football players that just had didn't even go on after their career, ended in college, just ended it. They struggle at coaching. The real good players are even worse at it. And I just don't understand how you are okay with him just popping up over all these guys that have been grinding their whole time trying to do this thing professionally for the kids for 20 years. And then Michael Vick comes along, takes the job. We're never going to agree on that because I've been in this thing for 35, 45 years. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem I have. We are in the mindset now that a face can understand instantly how to navigate a full staff, how to graduate guys and move them on. And then if we say it's not about education, which it isn't, then now all of a sudden that face is supposed to just be the attractor to a collective. That is what you should say in this whole thing, not anything else. That doesn't dismiss the fact that our guys are still getting passed over, that have been grinding through this thing, doing it the way that we're supposed to do it. Or let me say the way we've been told that it's supposed to be. Because you got a GA, you got to start at the ground, work your way up. You don't just get thrown at the top of a corporation, dog, without ever putting in the blood, sweat, and tears, because your assistants will never look at you the same. You're never going to get full buy-in from your assistants who have been bleeding, sweating, and crying in this thing from the ground up.
They can coach somewhere else then.
You're going to go but Smitty, you're going to do that everywhere in the country?
No, I'm saying if you're not
going to shit on every young brother out there who's grinding, who's trying to do
I don't believe every young brother. I think some brothers going to be appreciative that they got the opportunity to be the D coordinator.
You understand that? They don't just get these jobs don't fall off trees.
All the emotions, put that out to the side. Right? Men, you're getting paid to do a job. Do it at a high level.
You are naive as shit thinking these jobs fall off trees, homie. These jobs just ain't fucking falling off trees, homie. These are fucking very, very far and few between One percenters get these jobs, homie.
Right,
You're
so
acting
why-
as
so
if
why
it's just
is
like,
it-
oh, go to the next job, you'll get it. No, go to the next place.
No. I'm saying why?
Homie, it's ridiculous, bro.
To your point, jobs don't fall off trees. So if I'm blessed with opportunity to be the D coordinator or the D line coach or the O line coach for Michael Vick, don't fuck his journey. Worry about me. I'm here now. I have an opportunity to prove myself. I have an opportunity to put myself in position for my next job. Because what I do here will help position me for my next job. I don't care who the head guy is. It's not just about Michael Vick. So maybe I'm jealous because of his route was different than my route. Okay, so be it. You here now, you're getting paid to do a job for these kids, do it at an extremely high level, and then you'll continue to grow and move forward. Point blank period.
I love how you just nonchalantly do it at an extremely high level. Hey, Michael Vick, do it at an extremely high level. Learn how to coach instantly overnight. Learn how to manage a staff, recruit, and do everything at a high level, and everything's good. Praise Lord to Jesus.
My thing is this, JB. Like, life ain't fair. Everybody don't have.
I'm not talking about fair. I'm not talking about fair.
The route for regular people. The route for regular
fair.
people is right. You got to be a GA assistant.
This has nothing to do with fair, though.
Fucking Michael Vick ain't about to be a GA at fucking Virginia Tech.
This has nothing to do with fair, though.
GA. Ray Lewis gonna be a GA. Peyton Manning, if he wanted to coach, ain't gonna go be a GA and go the same route JB did. He's not JB. He's not. And it's not about you. He's not Darnell. He's not a regular everyday person. So you're not a regular everyday person. There are advantages. All famous people, rich people, pro athletes, anybody at that high level, they don't go the regular route in anything. And
did Warren Sapp GA, homie? Did Warren Sapp GA? Did Jason Taylor GA in Miami? Did these guys GA? There are big name guys that would GA if they really want to do it the right way. You keep putting these dudes on a pedestal that
not head coaches.
Homie, come on, huh?
The examples you threw out were not guys who took over as head coaches. These are guys who wanted to be position coaches. Cool, whatever. Go your route. And that's
my point.
You can throw out a couple names. That's fine.
That's what we want, though.
There's always names in any category we throw at. But I'm saying if I'm Michael
marketing, homie.
If I'm Michael Vick and a school wants to hire me as their head coach,
we're not marketing here.
I'm going to turn it down because
are we running a marketing organization? Are you running a marketing campaign or are you coaching kids in football? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. This ain't a marketing campaign, homie. It's college football. I got to manage the staff. I got to manage a budget. I got to manage travel. I got to manage the schedule. I got to get kids in. I got to get them in. I got to retain kids. I got to graduate them. I got to move on. I got to manage my offensive coordinator who's an egotistical maniac. I got to manage my defensive coordinator who's the next player because that's all I can find in Norfolk State because we can't pay enough quality guys. So I got to go get an ex-player who has money that can come in and do exactly what I'm doing, I'm trying to do. And then that is what you're saying. You're just skipping over everybody. That's my point.
So let's say so Norfolk State went 4-8 this year. So let's say next year they go 7-5 and improve. What are you gonna say?
Smitty, we're talking about Norfolk State.
Exactly. So that's not right there. So exactly. So number one, that's the number one thing. Like, okay, Norfolk State's not a big deal. Let's be real, respectfully. When the last time they've been good? I have no idea. You probably know more than me. I have no idea when the last time Norfolk State has been legit in their division or anything in football, period. So that's the biggest thing. It's not like Mike Vick just got hired at Alabama, at Georgia. It's not like he just got hired at some big time program as the head coach and skipped over, Sarkisian and all like legit like guys who did like no, he's at Norfolk State. Let's take a deep breath and relax a little bit.
So on one side of the house, HBCU is a victim. We don't have enough quality black coaches. Then in HBCU, I'm going to go hire a black coach over a bunch of other black coaches who've been grinding. And then it's okay to do it in the HBCU, but it's not okay to do it at Alabama or Georgia. No, the thinking is asinine, homie. Well, Coach Fred will be on today. We'll talk about this. I didn't
say it wouldn't be okay. What I'm saying is we're making a big fuss as if like
you're not getting my point, homie.
Program and like
you don't get my point.
Oh my God, like he took.
Nah, you're not getting my point, dog.
Your point is Norfolk State.
It's going over your head, dog. He's going right over your head. I'm hiring a guy at HBCU so I can use Michael Vick as a stepping stone. Michael Vick is using another HBCU, just like Deion did at Jackson State, just like Eddie's doing, to bounce out and go coach D1 somewhere. And I don't give a shit about
and
you.
Look at Jackson State.
Hard-working HBCU coaches.
And look at Jackson State.
The guys that I know that have been grinding in the HBCU level, and then now you want to come out and talk shit about, not talk shit, but you want to come out and say, oh, well, it's not Georgia. But it's HBCU, homie. This is what we defend every day on the show. You're using them as a stepping stone. The HBCU is just, you're a shit stop. I'm going to stop on you. Go on. I'm going to shit on you in 2 years.
The MAC is a stepping stone. I'm going to shit on you in 2 years,
go to Colorado. I'm going to shit on you in 2 years, go to Colorado. Come on, man.
Yeah, Deion did that. And
look at you hire a guy that wants to be
and what did Deion do when he left?
Hire a guy that wants to be at HBCU. And what happened?
What did he do when he left? He said, I want this guy to be the next head coach. I want this guy to be a brother. And then they won the damn thing this year.
What is the backlash?
So Deion left Jackson State better than when it was when he got there. That's a fact.
What backlash did he take? What is the backlash that he took?
So what? People gonna always talk shit. You got backlash. So who cares?
No. I'm talking about HBCU. All the folks that said, you talked about you as HBCU, Deion. That's what he said, right?
It was people like me who understood the business and didn't give a fuck, and we knew he wouldn't be HBCU forever. There was another side of the ignorant people who don't know it, who was mad. It said that's life, JB. That doesn't validate anything. Like, people gonna always
talking about this particular level of coaching. That's what we're saying. HBCU level is what. On one side, you'll say, this is what it's about, giving back, going over here and starting from scratch. The other side is, he's left in 2 years. He took a Power 5 school. He doesn't give a shit about HBCU. This is the problem we are facing here, why we're passing over my point of this whole conversation. We're passing over legitimate guys that have been grinding their whole life at the HBCU level, who's actually proven that we're actually just jumping over those guys, and then those guys will never get out. But a Michael Vick, who's never coached a down of any level, will just get in there, use them, kick them out, bounce, and he'll go be the head coach at Virginia Tech in 3 years.
Teams want to win, though. At the end of the day, like my thing is Norfolk State. I don't know their coaching history, so I have no idea who their previous.
We all want to win, Smitty. That has nothing to do with the point.
To anybody specific, I have no idea who their former head coaches were at all. But to my knowledge, they have not been a winning team. They have not been a winning university on the football.
Who don't want to win?
And we've tried to give these qualified head coaches that you're talking about chance after chance.
We all want to win.
We're not winning. At some
point, we all want to win.
We got to see change. We got to see winning. If we don't see winning, people get fired, and then you got to try something else. It's like,
who don't want to win though? Everybody wants to win. What are we talking about?
It's results oriented, homie. It's not about who wants to win. I'm looking at we're 4-8.
And there's coaches.
So you can want. I want $1 billion. You're 4-8, homie. So at some point, they've been trying your model for a long time, and they've been failing. So at some point, we got to try some different shit. The definition of a saying is doing the same exact thing, expecting different results. You want them to keep on giving the guy who grinded his whole life the opportunity. Well, they keep losing. So we're gonna try something different. And if they lose with Michael Vick, maybe they'll try something else. You gotta try something different.
We'll talk to a guy today that's in the HBCU level.
I know he's gonna agree with you, like he always does.
I don't know.
I agree on every single thing. Everybody you bring on the show agrees with you. I'm used to that. I'm gonna start bringing my own guests on the show. People agree with me too, and we're gonna make it like that. Everybody you agree is a JB fan. They agree with everything JB said.
Smitty victim day. Hey, Smitty's a victim, y'all. He can't handle it. He's sad today. Everyone agrees with me.
I'm saying JB brings people in here who's like-minded with JB, which is fine. He don't bring.
Trent always don't agree with me, by the way.
Only contrarian he brings on the show is Matt McChesney. Everybody else is people who think exactly like Jason Brown, which is totally fine. I'm just saying. I know what to expect. I can handle them. I've been handling for over a year.